The relationship between the British royal family and fashion has always carried an unusual weight. What members of the monarchy wear is never just about style. It is about symbolism, diplomacy, heritage, and national identity. In this context, the recent news that Catherine, Princess of Wales, known globally as Kate Middleton, has been publicly credited as a collaborator on a garment created with a British heritage brand marks a subtle but meaningful shift in how royal fashion operates. This moment is not simply about a coat or a fabric choice. It represents an evolution in Kate's role within the fashion ecosystem, moving her from a highly influential wearer of clothes to an acknowledged participant in the creative process, and it underscores a renewed focus on British craftsmanship at a time when heritage industries are seeking relevance in a globalized, fast fashion world. The collaboration came to light during a royal visit to Stirling, Scotland, where the Prince and Princess of Wales undertook a series of engagements centred on sport, community, and traditional craft. It was during a visit to a local weaving initiative that Kate appeared wearing a striking bespoke coat that immediately drew attention from fashion commentators and royal watchers alike. The garment, a tailored double-breasted coat, rendered in a bold blue tartan, was made using wool from Johnstone's of Elgin, one of Scotland's most respected and long-established textile mills. While Kate has long been associated with British designers and has frequently worn bespoke pieces, what made this moment notable was that she was credited with helping to shape the design itself, particularly the tartan pattern and overall concept. In the world of royal dressing, where discretion and distance from overt commercial involvement are the norm, this acknowledgement was significant. To understand why this collaboration matters, it is important to consider Kate Middleton's position in modern fashion culture. Since marrying Prince William in 2011, she has become one of the most closely watched women in the world when it comes to style. Her clothing choices routinely generate headlines, sell out high street items within hours, and influence trends far beyond the United Kingdom. This phenomenon, often referred to as the Kate effect, has been well documented over the past decade. Yet despite this enormous influence, Kate has traditionally maintained a careful balance. She supports British designers and brands, but rarely appears to cross into territory that might be seen as commercial endorsement or personal branding. Her fashion influence has been powerful precisely because it has seemed organic, restrained, and aligned with duty rather than self-promotion. The Scottish visit provided the perfect setting for a collaboration rooted in heritage rather than commerce. Scotland holds a special place in the lives of the Prince and Princess of Wales, both personally and symbolically, and tartan itself is deeply embedded in Scottish history and identity. By choosing to work with Johnstone's of Elgin, a mill with more than 2 centuries of history, the collaboration emphasised continuity, tradition, and craftsmanship. Johnstone's of Elgin is known for producing high-quality wool and cashmere textiles using time-honoured techniques, much of which still takes place in Scotland. The mill's reputation rests not on trend-driven fashion cycles, but on durability, skill, and a respect for natural materials. Aligning with such a brand allowed the collaboration to feel culturally grounded and authentic, rather than promotional. The coat itself reflected these values. Its structured silhouette and classic tailoring placed it firmly within Kate's established style vocabulary, which favours clean lines, elegance, and practicality. At the same time, the bold tartan pattern introduced a sense of individuality and regional specificity. Reports suggest that Kate was involved in selecting the colour palette and pattern, drawing inspiration from Scottish motifs and the context of the visit. This level of involvement, while likely collaborative and respectful of the designer's expertise, positioned her not merely as a client, but as a creative voice. In doing so, it subtly reframed her relationship with fashion from that of a passive participant to an engaged contributor. This distinction is important because royal fashion has historically operated behind closed doors. Designers often work closely with royal clients, but these relationships are rarely discussed openly, and creative input from the wearer is seldom acknowledged publicly. By allowing her role in the design process to be recognized, Kate's collaboration suggests a modernized approach to royal dressing, one that acknowledges collaboration without veering into overt commercialization. It also reflects broader changes in how influence works in the contemporary fashion world, where authenticity, storytelling, and cultural context are increasingly valued. The setting of the collaboration further reinforced its message. During the visit, Kate participated in a weaving activity at a community-focused textile initiative that uses traditional craft to support social connection and well-being. Images of the princess seated at a loom, engaging directly with the process of weaving, resonated strongly with the public. These moments connected the finished garment she wore to the labor, skill, and human stories behind textile production. In an era when most consumers are disconnected from how their clothes are made, such imagery carried powerful symbolic weight. It suggested an appreciation not just for the final product, but for the process and people involved in its creation. This emphasis on process aligns closely with current conversations around sustainability and slow fashion. The fashion industry has increasingly come under scrutiny for its environmental impact, labor practices, and reliance on rapid trend turnover. Heritage brands like Johnston's of Elgin represent an alternative model, one based on quality, longevity, and responsible production. By associating herself with such a model, Kate effectively used her platform to highlight values that extend beyond aesthetics. The collaboration implicitly encouraged consumers and observers to think differently about clothing, not as disposable items, but as objects with cultural, environmental, and emotional significance. Kate's fashion evolution over the years makes this moment feel like a natural progression rather than a sudden departure. Early in her public life, her style was often described as safe or conservative, emphasizing classic silhouettes and neutral palettes. Over time, she has gradually experimented more with color, texture, and statement pieces, while still maintaining a sense of restraint appropriate to her role. She has also become known for re-wearing outfits, a practice that challenges traditional expectations of royal dressing and subtly promotes sustainability. The collaboration with a heritage textile brand fits neatly into this trajectory, reflecting a mature, confident approach to fashion that prioritizes meaning over novelty. From an industry perspective, the collaboration's impact extends beyond royal-style commentary. British textile manufacturing, once a dominant global force, has faced decades of decline due to outsourcing and competition from cheaper production markets. Heritage mills have survived largely by focusing on luxury, craftsmanship, and niche markets. High-profile visibility from figures like the Princess of Wales can have tangible effects, drawing international attention to these businesses and reinforcing the value of British-made goods. While the collaboration is unlikely to result in a mass-market product or commercial line, its symbolic value is considerable. It reinforces the idea that heritage craftsmanship remains relevant and worthy of celebration in the modern world. The cultural resonance of the collaboration is also tied to Kate's unique position as a public figure. Unlike celebrities who engage in fashion collaborations as part of personal branding strategies, Kate's involvement carries a different set of expectations and constraints. She must navigate public service, tradition, and political neutrality, all while operating under intense scrutiny. That this collaboration has been framed around heritage, community, and cultural appreciation rather than profit is crucial to its acceptance. It allows her to engage creatively without undermining the dignity or neutrality associated with her role. This moment also invites broader reflection on how influence operates in the 21st century. In an age dominated by social media influencers and celebrity endorsements, Kate Middleton represents a different kind of authority, one rooted in continuity, symbolism, and collective identity rather than individual self-expression. Her collaboration with a heritage brand demonstrates that influence does not always need to be loud or commercial to be effective. Sometimes, a carefully chosen partnership, grounded in shared values and cultural context, can speak more powerfully than a highly publicized campaign. As fashion commentators continue to analyze the implications of this collaboration, questions naturally arise about what might come next. Will Kate continue to engage more openly in the design process? Could future collaborations highlight other aspects of British craftsmanship, such as embroidery, tailoring, or sustainable materials? While it is unlikely that she will ever launch a commercial fashion line, this moment suggests that there may be room for thoughtfully curated projects that align with her interests and public role. Such initiatives could further blur the line between patronage and participation, offering new ways for the monarchy to support British industry and culture. Ultimately, the significance of this collaboration lies not in its scale, but in its symbolism. A single coat, designed in partnership with a heritage mill, worn during a community-focused visit, managed to encapsulate themes of tradition, sustainability, craftsmanship, and modernity. It showed how fashion, when approached with intention, can become a form of storytelling, one that connects past and present, individual and community, aesthetics and values. For Kate Middleton, it marked a moment of quiet innovation, signaling that her role as a fashion figure is continuing to evolve in ways that reflect both her personal confidence and the changing cultural landscape. In a world where fashion headlines are often dominated by spectacle and speed, this collaboration stood out for its restraint and depth. It reminded audiences that clothing can still carry meaning beyond trend cycles, and that heritage, when thoughtfully reinterpreted, remains a powerful source of inspiration. For the Princess of Wales, the collaboration reinforced her position not just as a wearer of British fashion, but as a thoughtful advocate for the people, places, and processes that sustain it.